Good afternoon, folks. We're going to look today at the differences in the structures of football in England and Scotland. I'm going to try and make some kind of comparison to help you understand how it works and the slight differences, because up in Scotland some grades of the game are outside the pyramid. So in England, if we think of things in tiers, where tier one is the Premier League and tier two is the Championship, and then League One and League Two become tiers 3 and 4. Tier 5 is then the National League, which used to be the conference, and then below that there's a National League North and South. That's tier 6. So that's as far down as we'll go for this video. In Scotland, using the same principles, tier 1 would be the Premiership, then there is the Championship at 2, and then League 1 and 2 at tier 3 and tier 4. Tier 5 has 2 leagues. That's the Highland League and the Lowland League, and it's envisaged that the true pyramid will carry on, although there's always a little bit of pushback on this from the team that finishes bottom of Scottish League 2 in tier 4, because they don't want to have the playoff against the Highland or Lowland League team, whichever wins their playoff. So Highland and Lowland in tier 5, and then tier 6 is the West of Scotland League and the East of Scotland League. So they sit both underneath the Lowland League, and the Highland League at the moment does not have a feeder league, although it's envisaged in the future the only senior league out with the pyramid, which is the North Caledonian League, may become a feeder to the Highland League, perhaps in 2023. At the moment, the North Caledonian League is an isolated, separate league. It's the only senior league out with the system, and it's in 2 divisions at the moment. In 21 to 22, they're hoping to put it into 1 division. Then the season after, maybe have it as an official feeder to the Highland League. There's problems with that with travelling, because some teams are on the Scottish Islands that are in the North Caledonian League. So there's things to be overcome there. Now, with the season being suspended in Scotland in the West of Scotland League, it's the first season of the West of Scotland League, and it couldn't have happened at a worse time really because of COVID. 2 of the major sides, amongst others, Auchinleck, Talbot and Pollock, who you will have heard of, their former junior teams, they're sitting out this current season. They were scheduled to be in the West of Scotland Premier League. There are 4 divisions. There's a Premier League, then 3 conferences. They were scheduled to be in the Premier League, but they've decided to sit out. So it remains to be seen. Presumably they'll be back in the Premier League for next year, just having sat this season out, because it's essentially friendlies. They came from the junior setup, so there's an unofficial or a non-pyramid system called junior football, which is not age related. It's just a different grade of football. And there were 3. There was the Junior Football Association, which covered 3 regions in the north, the west and the east. Now, all of the teams in the west region, 63 of them, voted to join the new West of Scotland League for this current season. So the West of Scotland juniors became completely defunct. The North Juniors is still in operation, pretty much untouched, really. So they're carrying on. They're not in the pyramid. They don't have anywhere to go. If you're the champions of the North Junior League, well, you're just the champions of the North Junior League. You don't go anywhere else. And in the Eastern Juniors, a couple of years ago, they lost quite a lot of teams to the East of Scotland League, which is at tier 6. So they're recovering from that. They're still operating as a junior league, with no automatic promotion to the East of Scotland League. No way of getting there unless they choose to leave the league and join a new league. So thinking about the standards, if we look at the top 4 divisions relating to the top 4 divisions in England, there's probably a gap in standard there. But by the time we get to tier 5, which is the Highland and Lowland Leagues versus the National League, there's more of a chance that that's reasonably similar on average, although there are a lot of weak teams in the Highland League and the Lowland League towards the bottom. The standard's not not broad enough across the whole division. And then when you get down to level 6, that's the West of Scotland League and the East of Scotland League, they would match up essentially with the National League North and South. Now, in the Scottish leagues, you would have, in the West of Scotland League, you'd have teams like Auchinleck, Talbot and Pollock, Clydebank, Beef, Kilwinning Rangers. Good sides. They're in tier 6. And in the East of Scotland League, you would have their counterparts over there, vying for promotion to the Lowland League. Now, National League North, let's look for example, during this current season, which has obviously been affected by COVID, you've got the likes of Gloucester City, AFC Fylde and Chester up there with Kidderminster and Boston. Chorley are up there, as are York and Leamington. So Auchinleck and Pollock versus Gloucester City and AFC Fylde. I think probably the English have got the edge on that in terms of quality. But that's I'm sure there's an interleague competition there, an Anglo-Scottish Cup competition to be revisited at some point to try and sort that out. But that's your basic levels of Scottish football compared to English football, tiers 1 through to tier 6. It appears that the Scots are slowly following the English example to get everyone aligned, so at least there is a system of promotion and relegation for those teams who choose to be in a league that's within the pyramid. So that's that finished. Shortly, I'm going to release some videos on some more experiences in junior football and a few of the places we've been to, what we've seen, how it differs from English football at that level. So when I say junior football, it's going to include the teams in the West of Scotland League now who were formerly juniors. That's just a term. So the same teams, they're just in different leagues. So it's going to try and compare things slightly and say how similar things are and what kinds of things happen and how we managed to get to certain games and the things that have confused us. Okay, thanks for listening, guys.